I'm doing it.
How do you make it awkward?
I'm doing it on purpose now because we haven't done it in a long time where I've messed it up, and I just want to do it because it pisses you off a little bit.
It just bugs me. You're supposed to be.
All right, everybody. It's Thursday night. It's another edition of Thursday Night Barbecue Chat. I am Steve Kress. I am with It's All About the Barbecue. And during the week, you can find me working the grill department over there at Wanamaker's in lovely, beautiful downtown Downers Grove, Illinois. And a man sitting next to me, as always, the chairman of the board, Barbecue Blackstone and Beer, Mr. Ryan Hoagland.
Look at that. Look at that. How's everybody doing? It is Thursday night. Welcome back for another episode of Thursday Night Barbecue Chat. Look at that. Terry White is on the nose. Good evening, everyone. How are we doing?
We must have some good guests today because we already got 6 people in here.
I know, it's amazing. But you know what? Before we got to get to our guests, you know what we got to do? Our lovely sponsors.
Got the OG Bandits, Melinda's Hot Sauce, Spitfire Grills, Steak Ager, Southern Pride Barbecue Smokers, Genuine Chicken Roaster, Marble Ridge Farms, Wood Food Systems, and Smoky Woods.
Yeah.
And Smoky Woods.
Smoky Woods. I gotta work on that thing. I gotta change it. I hate my voice on there. It's just so monotone and
well, I don't really.
I want to be more excited because I love our sponsors. They do so much for us. They're all amazing. So I feel bad. I threw that together.
And as always, please, as you're watching this is going to be a great show. Again, we got some great guys on here. Again, do a little follow there on It's All About the Barbecue on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm not on TikTok. And then the same for Barbecue Blackstone and Beer. My page is better, but we all know that Ryan likes to say that he has more people. But anyway, and if you want to listen to it on the replay, if you enjoy listening to things like this in the car, you can also follow us on Spotify and listen there.
I just got last week's episode up.
Did you?
Good show.
Well, Ryan, you know who I have on today? I don't think I've ever had them both on the show. Alan I had on live from the barbecue department at Wanamaker's, as we were just discussing in the green room a long, long time ago in a galaxy far, far, far away. We did. He was on the show. But, hey, it's White Lightning night, baby. Boars Night Out. Eric and Alan from Boars Night Out. There they are. What's up, guys?
What's happening?
Hey, guys. How are y'all?
Good. How are you guys doing this evening?
Real good.
Thanks for being here, coming to hang out with us.
Hey, thanks for asking, man.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, Ryan. They
would if I had the contacts that Steve's had, I would have asked a long time ago.
Hey, man, go to Facebook, shoot us a message. We can do it.
You don't think I really know him, do you, Ryan? I just kept shooting them.
I know if they knew you in person, like really, they probably wouldn't do the show. I mean, I don't know why I do it with you every week, but.
So, gentlemen, let's take us all the way back. I know that if you've watched the show 800 million years ago when Alan was on, where did Boars Night Out come from? How did it all start? Whichever one wants to take it first.
B&O started with 5 divorced guys in Hooters. Or, excuse me, Buffalo Wild Wings, and then we ended in Hooters. But, no, it was 5 divorced guys. We all met and decided we were going to do a barbecue team. We had all been on or affiliated with a barbecue team in previous years. And we took it and we started meeting every Thursday night or every Wednesday night. And we would start writing down names. And we would do like an elimination. And once we got to like the top 5, then we did a vote between the people that would come to our meetings. And that's how Boars Night Out came about.
Just the old cocktail napkin.
Old cocktail napkin.
What was number 2?
Yeah, what was the number 2 choice?
We can't say that on air.
So did you were just mainly competition at that point then, right? You were just going around doing the competitions?
We didn't really know what we were doing because all we did was partied. 100%. Whether we turned in meat, whether we took meat, it didn't matter. We were there for having a good time, having it with the people, and that's all that mattered.
Some things I don't think
that's what barbecue's all about, right?
Well, we were sponsored by Budweiser, liquor stores, adult
Hooters.
entertainment clubs, Hooters corporate. There wasn't a whole lot of cooking going on back in the day.
Just so everybody knows, if you have any questions about any of their products, because we're going to get into that right now, who came up with White Lightning? Because I'm telling you, that shit's good on everything.
Yeah.
I had a Cajun friend of mine, and they had an old steak recipe, and they said, "Please take it, look at it. We're never going to do anything with it." So we took that recipe, changed, idolized it, ionized it, however you want to say it, and we broke it down, and we figured out what we liked and what we didn't like. And it was a real dark colored recipe, had a lot of paprika in it, a whole lot of coarse peppers and things of that nature. And we wanted to be something different because you had all of your heavy coarse seasonings and so forth that was for beef. And we played with it for, I want to say, probably, what do you think, Eric? 5 years, 6 years before we ever brought it out.
Before it ever came to market, it was it was just a thought in the beginning, and it wasn't something we ever thought about bringing out on the market. So in the beginning, we were just playing with different seasonings, trying to change it up, just so we would have, our so-called own seasoning. We never even thought we'd ever take it to market. This is back in early 2007 when we started playing with it.
Wow. We used it in competition, I guess, when we were running for points in 11, 12, 13 in the NBN circuit. That's when we really started using it as a all-purpose seasoning, which we really had no knowledge about an all-purpose seasoning at that time. Everybody had salt and pepper and garlic, and there was nothing that was a combination. And we were running for points. We were neck and neck with a couple of guys, and we started using this as a layer, and it hit. And we just took it from there. We were very fortunate to have one of the first white barbecue rubs on the market. And Eric's a hell of a sales guy. So if we had a good product or not, we still had something different, and we made the best out of it. And it's been something that I never thought that we would ever have anything like we got today. I'll put it like that. It's more than a dream come true because it's never been a thought back in the day that we would be available to put our stuff in stores and people want to meet us and greet us and have us on their podcast and things like that. So it's been not a dream come true. It's been a whole, I can't even tell you, my thoughts in the background.
Well, it's taken us places that we've never thought a seasoning would take us. When I say we got famous from it, we got well known from it. And like he said, we were one of the first ones, or the first one, with a white barbecue seasoning. We didn't really market it in the beginning as an AP rub, which there weren't a lot of them around at that time. There was just a lot of, the traditional red paprika, chili powder based barbecue rubs on the market. And back when we started, 2006, 2007, there were, there was Killer Hogs, there was Willinghams, and, there was a handful of the old school guys had their rubs out, but there wasn't a whole lot to go buy. So you either made your own or you used one of your friends that already had one out on the market. So we felt like we kind of had that market cornered and saying we had the first white barbecue rub on the market. And it was actually called Steak Rub in the beginning. It wasn't even White Lightning.
Absolutely. I wish I had another an old label. I know there's some that still exists. That old bottle, man, it was just a big old black label, had an orange B&O or Boars Night Out in the middle of it, and Steak Rub in big bold letters at the bottom. It was something to see for sure.
Well, I can honestly say a testament to you guys. You may not think you're famous, but I mean, looking in the comments here, we got like barbecue royalty in here. We got the queen of steak, Sandy Brown's in there. Wes Wicker's in here. Fergie Ferg is in here.
Oh, Ferg and Sandy. That's right. Wes.
Talking about a legend, Miss Sandy.
Yeah. So, but I got a question for you. And then you do have like an original rub. Was that first or was White Lightning first? Because that original one and the orange label kind of is like the forgotten child of everything.
It's like it's the redheaded stepchild, I guess, in a sense.
That's what I was gonna say.
You know, that rub was the beginning of my passion for barbecue and getting out to meet people and things. That rub are generated from my mom and dad, which cooked Memphis in May back in the early 80s when Memphis in May was actually under a tent.
No.
And a lot of people don't realize it. A lot of people don't know it, but being from the Memphis area, and Eric's the same way, we've been in barbecue all our lives, and Eric and I never crossed paths until like 2006, 2007. And, you know, we had a meeting, and then it turned into a conversation over a beer, and then we've been fortunate it's came to this. But that rub was originally part of my mom and dad's original profile, which it was black pepper, chili powder, paprika, garlic powder, salt, you know, the basics. And I took that rub at one time and I started playing with it. And my dad looked at me one day and he said, "Son, you're effing up a good thing." And I said, I probably am, Dad, but I just got to try it.
Yeah.
And, you know, today he'll say, hell of a job that we've done for sure. And it's not only me. I mean, it takes many a pallets to make a rub that's 100% perfect. And that's the only way we want to rub out on the market or a seasoning on the market. And like you said, our red rub it has been kind of forgotten, but our red rub is very famous and we've done very well with it and barbecue. Hell, has even won steak championships. So, you know, even though it's kind of left alone, it still sits there and she still shows her face every now and then.
Maybe you should take it off the market and reintroduce it as like the red rub and let it have its due launch. I mean, everything you guys do now, it's like it's like Steve Jobs with Apple. Whenever you guys do a rub launch, everybody's hunting it down.
Yeah, we've talked about it. We've talked about, you know, relabeling it and kind of doing a relaunch on it. We don't push it as hard as the other ones. The other ones sell so well and they do so well. It's kind of our fault that we don't push it as hard. We really should, because we supply a ton of restaurants. There's a lot of people that use it in the barbecue world, and it just doesn't get the spotlight like the other ones do.
Just like Sandy says here, we would not be as successful as we are without the B&O seasonings. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Miss Sandy.
Well,
yeah. Okay.
We definitely take that to heart, and we take our friends and our team members to heart, because without them, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Well, a lot of these people, Tim and Sandy, and all these people that are on Team White Lightning, they are also our R&D team. They are the so-called guinea pigs. They are the ones that help develop our products. Alan and I come up with the ideas. We develop, you know, a batch or two, and then we start spreading it out to these guys and gals that are on Team White Lightning. They're all world champion cooks. They live all over the country, and we put it through real trial and error out on the circuit. Nobody knows that it's being used except Team White Lightning and us. And we run different seasons for, you know, test them for a year sometimes before they go on the market, because we want to make sure they're balanced. We make sure that they work all over the country, sometimes even outside of the country, and that's what Team White Lightning does for us. They're the greatest R&D team there is.
Yeah. Then we got Christopher Lytle here says, "My heroes." Thank you, Chris. We appreciate it. But did you see Eric and Alan are here too?
Never heard of her.
Yeah, that Miss Lytle, I think she's doing a hog tonight.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I got it.
Smoke freaks. Hey.
So last year on the shows, we did a run where we had Tim and Sandy on, and then a couple weeks later, Chris won the world championship, and so he was on. And I think Sandy had mentioned something about something was in the works. I don't know if she physically said what the name was after Southern Thunder. And then Chris was on doing it, and we were doing the back and forth. I was watching it because I was trying to get it where I could play the clip, because it's Ryan and I always goof around that a lot of people let things out on this show, and not that many people watch it, so they don't get to hear all these secret stuff. And Chris was talking, and then Alan had mentioned, they were talking about the Ace show, and Chris was saying, oh yeah, we had the Southern Thunder out, we were doing this, and then Alan put a blurb across on the comments of, oh yeah, we were rocking that Texas tornado, blah blah blah. So we kept going by, and Michelle O'Gwyn was the guest host at that time, Ryan. I don't know where you were at that time, but and then she mentioned something. Oh, so Chris, what's up with the Texas tornado? You mentioned it, and Chris does that wasn't me. That was Alan who posted that. That wasn't me. Don't try and pin that on me. So I just got it in recently, and I gotta say it is, and all your rubs are fantastic, but that Texas tornado is, I want to swear, but I'm not going to. It is, man, that's really good stuff.
Well, that was almost like an accident, and the plannings or the making, in a sense. And it started, I guess that started about 3 years ago, Eric.
2-3 years
at the Royal ago. And when you go to the Royal, everything is so different for sure, and you have so many different cooks, so many flavor profiles and things. In which we have a steak cook on Thursday night, and I started playing with the Mark Lambert sweet swine of mine, Texas beef, and the B&O double garlic butter. And then here we go down that road that we never thought we were going down. But the next thing you know, we're really talking about it, and we're getting samples, and we're doing collaborations, and we come up with a collaboration rub together that most people are probably scared to do, and not many people have ever done. I think that's the first one that's actually on the market as a collaboration from some world champions that put some seasonings together.
Well, it turned out really good.
Chris says, "I know nothing about dropping Texas tornado."
Texas Twister. Yeah, Alan did it briefly in a quick comment on that show. I wish I could have got it, and I have sat there hopefully work isn't listening, but I was sitting there at work replaying the episode, and I had it queued up right at that spot. And then, of course, I ended up swiping it on my phone. I'm like, God dang, I just listened to that show for like 5-10 minutes when I'm not supposed to be. So, yeah.
So we put those little hints. We put those little hints out there to get people thinking about what's happening in this lab over here we got.
So what'd they just say?
Something just pops up right here in the corner. Nobody really sees it, and then it's gone. And
then it's gone. Yeah. Well, I think that's a testament to you guys as well, and having such a great team. That if any one of those came back to you with a comment, whether favorable or unfavorable, that you would actually listen to it. That you don't think your creations are such masterpieces that you're like, oh, Sandy, you're crazy. This is really, really good. You take criticism, whether it be positive or negative, and then you keep working it. So I think that's
you got to have thick skin. And if you ask people their opinion, you need to accept their opinion. These are world champion cooks. They're world-class cooks. So we value their opinion. Like I said earlier, these products, these seasons need to be successful, nationwide. So they know that we value their opinion so much that it affects our business. And when we brought out the Midwest Dust, that was originally a Jeff Jacobson base seasoning. We used it as a finish on our steaks, and that one took a while because there were so many opinions on how it should finish and how it should work. But you know what? We didn't rush it. We took it time. If it took a year and a half, we didn't care. When it was ready to hit the market, that's when it's ready. So we don't rush anything.
I like how you said like nationwide and stuff like that, because John wants to know. He's up in Alaska and says, "What's the best BNO for what BNO is best for yak?"
Bring me up there and let's find out.
You can.
Well, just so everybody knows, this Saturday is the Alaska State Championship. It is the Great Alaskan Yak Off.
That's it.
I don't know. I might put some Southern Thunder on that bad.
Well, our buddy Joe Wilson. I don't know if y'all know Joe Wilson. He used to be he was the MC for the SCA for years. He does the World Championship Squirrel Cook-Off in Bentonville, Arkansas. Well, he was just in Alaska a couple of weeks ago. They were doing some filming up there, and he cooked a whole moose. So to cook a yak, I would think would be something similar to that.
Yeah, that's right.
He went easy. He went with the new one, with the Texas Tornado, with that good Mark Lambert Texas beef and B&O double garlic butter. And heck, you go with that and add a little bit of that Southern Thunder for that umami flavor, that dehydrated mushroom, that dehydrated beef tallow, all that good beef flavor. It's got to be good on some yak, right?
I think so.
There you go.
That's Southern Thunder, man. I'm telling you. For you that don't, you guys probably don't know it, but I started a sample station at Wanamaker's, and I got a whole bunch of the rubs open so people can taste them and try them. And man, I'm telling you, the Southern Thunder is my evening hit. It's like in the morning I have butcher's chicken and waffles, and then midday it's something somewhat kind of sweet savory type of thing, and then in the afternoon it's Southern Thunder. I think I've gone pretty much through the half of that jar of shaking it in my hand and tasting it. That is probably awesome. It's amazing rub.
Well, we don't need to let you get to the bottom of that jar and not have another one beside it. So,
trust me, there's more. I think I just ordered some more. Oh no, I ordered more. I got in the Texas Tornado. That when anybody that tastes it, that's on the samples. Anybody that tastes it takes it. I hit Old World up for another case or so. So that's getting reloaded. So Kerry White's got a question there, Rye Guy.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. It says, where can we find your rubs at in Southern Ohio?
Normally any of your Ace Hardware stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, a lot of local hardware stores, a lot of the good places to find them. But any of those 3 big box stores would be the easiest. If not, Amazon delivers everywhere every day. And you can order it straight from us at boarsnightout.com. It'll ship same day. So you order it today, well, not tonight, it's 7:30, but you order it before lunch, guaranteed to go out same day.
Or you can go to boarsnightout.com/pages/store-locator.
That'll tell you everything.
Look at that. See, I'm on top of it.
Well, we appreciate that because I don't even know that profile just yet. our
we have people.
Yeah, it's really cool that Eric and I finally, with discussion, we finally opened an online store, and it went live January 3, 4, somewhere around in there, first of the year. And it's been pretty cool. It's been a whole different venue for us. We always had a website, but it was never really updated and never really kept up with. And people are like, well, where do we go to buy your seasoning? We always send them everywhere else. But now you can go to boarsnightout.com, which is cool, and purchase some of our seasoning, some of our swag, shirts, hats, and things of that nature. And then, we're in the making. There's going to be a place for comments and questions that we can actually take and get with you and do things of that nature as well. So, we really want to be interactive with people that support us or have questions for us. And because we're very, very humble about where we're at and how we got here.
You guys got hoodies in there?
We'll get
Yeah,
some
I don't know
ordered.
if
We
they're
always run out.
it's
We'll
it's
get some on
hot,
there.
but yeah, we probably got some hoodies in the winter stock. Should you may say.
They're just not on the website.
I was just looking through the website. I might have to get me one of the Midwest Dust black on black hats.
We'll have some more going on the website in the next month or so. We've got the big round straw hats, like he showed a minute ago, one of the Brad hats. But we've got the Boars Night Out hats as well. Basically the same thing. American flag on the bottom, leather Boars Night Out patch in the middle. Those will be up on the website soon. Got to get Ashley on that, and we'll have shirts, and we'll have all kinds of stuff here coming up. Just a work in progress. Y'all know how that is.
Oh yeah.
I know.
Baby
I
stuff.
get it.
One thing at a time. Don't rush it all out there. But need to try Boars Night Out. Yes, 100%.
God, how have you not tried it? How have you not tried it yet?
I mean, I think at one of my classes where I met Steve was Sean was using the White Lightning, and there's never not one in my pantry.
Yeah, we're fortunate enough to have a lot of teams that use it, and it's been around the world for sure.
Oh yeah, the double
Hey,
garlic.
Steve, I mean, hats off to y'all for thanking and promoting our product and thanking us. That's awesome. But thanks to y'all for having us. Very much so.
Yeah, no, I think it's. I mean, the regular White Lightning is obviously fantastic. I do remember looking in the catalog at that time at that time I was getting it from the Ace Warehouse, and I saw that double garlic butter, and I'm like, obviously I don't do a ton of cooking. Everybody knows that except for probably you guys.
100%.
But I saw it, and the first thing in my head is like, double garlic butter. I said, this crap's got to be fantastic on popcorn. I said, I'm ordering this stuff in. And then lo and behold, who comes in as soon as I get it in? I don't know if even Sandy remembers this story, but Sandy and Tim had been cooking at Westmont, and they were coming back and they were buying it. And then they're like, oh no, this stuff makes the best garlic bread on the face of the earth. And then I can't remember who she said was making it. And she's like, and I'm like, wow, I only thought about popcorn. I didn't even think about garlic bread. And so I'm just like, man, I got something else to tell somebody. And then everybody's favorite then became the double garlic butter. It's still actually one of my favorites. But yeah, no, I don't know how you guys do it. It's like one after another. They're just amazing seasonings.
Well, it's not always about what's in that seasoning or what's in that bottle. We spend a lot of time studying grind sizes. So that's why they're all like the Southern Thunder. I've heard people call it Cheeto dust because it's so fine, but that's to soak in. That's to penetrate down deep. And we spend a lot of time on, the different flash points of different seasonings. What happens when you heat, one size grind up versus other. And I think the time that we spend on that really shows in our products. But like I said earlier, we have a support group. We have the R&D team that really spend a lot of time cooking. They cook way more than Alan and I do. So they get out there and they really put all of our seasons through the ringer. And if they're not perfect, they don't go out on the market. So we're fortunate. We've been knocking it out of the park, and it's all with help from other people. It ain't just us.
Was the fineness of the Southern Thunder because at that point in time when that one came out, you guys were really, I mean, the SCA was kind of like it, like Blues Hog is to the KCBS kind of profile. I mean, White Lightning is the SCA based profile to me anyway. I don't know if anybody else thinks that, but so did you get that input from the guys that because I know those guys grind a living crud out of everything to put on their steaks.
Yeah, yes and no. That one there's the more we got samples back, they were making it finer, and we wanted something that wasn't going to leave a lot of speckles or a lot of color on top of the steak. We got finishing seasonings. We've got obviously the White Lightnings and the Midwest Dust that we'll use, but we, layering stuff, we wanted something that's going to soak into the marbling. A steak's only, inch and an eighth, inch and a quarter thick for our turn in. We wanted something that's going to soak into a brisket. When you put it on a brisket, we want it to soak down deep into it, so you got good flavor penetration. So the finer grinds are going to soak in a lot easier. As you use marinades or you use stuff to start sweating the product out, that Southern Thunder being so fine, the Cheeto dust, it really puts a lot of depth in the meat, a lot of depth of flavor, and with the umami, it just it worked. And we thought about making it a little more coarse, but I don't think it wouldn't have done what we wanted to do with it.
Just so you know, Ryan, it was Southern Thunder was on my steak that I cooked at the shed, the 67th place steak.
You went to the shed? I didn't realize you went to the shed, Steve. Every show since he's gone to the shed, he's brought up that he went to the shed, and I didn't make it down there.
It was an absolutely amazing experience, and I'm sure I saw both of these guys there. But of course,
yeah, us three had a great time.
There's a lot of things to do. With
Thanks. Hang on. I normally don't do this to a guest, but okay.
Well, as I was saying, Ryan, I mean, these guys were there. Brad and Brooke were there. And Chris Lytle was there. The Steak Princess was there. Chris and Tim and Sandy Brown were there. Johnny Joseph. I mean, so it's like anybody and anybody. So it's just like you're like. For a barbecue geek, I mean, it was like you're walking through the streets of Hollywood with like every single movie star walking past you every 5 seconds. It's hard to keep track of, keep track of who's who and what's going on. You're just kind of excited at the fact that I was standing or smack dab right in the middle of it. So, I mean, Trisha only wanted to meet Stale Cracker, so it didn't matter who else walked by. All she cared about was where's Stale Cracker. That's all she. That's the first thing I heard, and the first day of competition was, I thought you said Stale Cracker was going to be here. And I'm like, well, he was here last year. I said, but I don't know if he's going to be here. And when he came walking by, it was just she's like, oh my God, he's here. So
you see, she's just using you for your context. That's what it is.
Probably. And then I happened at the night when they were doing the awards, I happened to walk in and to see because obviously I had to see if my ticket won. Because I stood like a chance in hell. But anyway, and of course I walk in and who's standing right next to me is Stale Cracker. And I was just like, wow, I'm Stale Cracker standing right next to me. And I asked him, I said, could you come say hi to my girlfriend, Trisha? And he said, sure, let's go. And so we walked out back. I don't know if you guys remember where the beer was in the trailer that wasn't inside. So we walked out, we were sitting out there and I said, Trisha, I got somebody that wants to say hi to you. And oh my God, she almost lost her mind.
Brownie points for Daddy.
I know. You got to do what you got to do, I guess. But yeah, got to make sure everybody sees everybody they like. So. Ryan, what do you got? What do you got?
I was going to say, you guys are international as well too. Adam, who is now back in the States now, but he's in Germany. He was in Germany, stationed in Germany. He said it's been in Germany too. And then Big Rome, after saying he needs to try it, he said he'll grab one and support y'all.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Scott said, I would have been a fanboy too. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, Scott's a good customer.
I mean, we just get to hang out with Steve. I mean,
actually, the last time Alan was on the show, Adam was stationed in Germany. So we were talking about that. And then now he's out in Arizona. He's transferred back to the States. And Adam, I think he might be almost done with all that time and so thank you for all those years. I think the last time he had mentioned almost 20 years. So God bless him for all that. He's seen a lot and been through.
Thank you so much for your service.
Thank you.
So yeah.
So what's coming up?
We're going back to the double garlic, and I was just gonna say my dinner tonight. I just did. I did a corn on the cob on the griddle for the first time. Shucked it and threw it right on the griddle to cook it.
Yeah.
Coated it with some double garlic.
That would be good.
It's just perfect. Now I got it. Steve, you said you got the Texas Tornado in?
I got Texas Tornado in. I'm down to one jar, so you might want to wait a little bit. The other stuff's ordered, and then it should be here about a week or so. So what's next? You got any surprises or anything that you might want to slip out here? I mean, it's a half hour in. only the true diehards would still be on at this point.
We might have a few things up our sleeves.
As much trouble as I got into over the last 30 minutes of this conversation about slipping Southern Thunder, I'm not saying anything.
No. Blame it on Chris. What's the difference?
We'll give him a little hint. We've never done a sauce before.
Ooh.
So you can take that how you want it.
A B&O sauce.
Wow.
I'm not gonna.
And maybe a few more dry seasons.
I'm waiting for Alan to like have this little bottle just slowly. He's walking around. I'm waiting to see this like little bottle.
He had to get a refill. That's what he did.
I went and got a phone charger and a beer.
I was waiting for like this test bottle to come slowly across the front of the screen to see if
We've done that before too.
I probably got one in the pantry.
Jeez.
Like I say, something just pops up right in the corner here. Nobody really notices.
Nothing to see here, folks. Oh.
That was it, guys. You see it? Man.
They're coming out with their own beer.
That'd be a good one too. But hey, it's kind of like you can't do your own stash.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
You can't drink your own supply.
Don't get high on your own supply.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well,
B&O light. Dude.
if that truly is the what if that's truly what you may be coming out with, what makes you want to get into that crowded? You got
Just open up. It's like anything. It opens up avenues. We've been supplying restaurants with sauce for years. We've just never put one on the market. The margins are a lot smaller in liquid than it is in dry season. Y'all know that. You put out a barbecue sauce. To put it in a store, you've got to be extremely competitive in a big box store. In a barbecue store, you're beside people that your products are going to be really close to the same price points. You get into a Publix, a Kroger, a Walmart, or now the hardware stores are starting to pick up sauces. You can buy a good barbecue sauce for $3 a bottle at Walmart.
Yeah, they kill it.
So the profit margins have not always been there. So back in the day, we didn't have a ton of money, a ton of capital to invest in buying thousands of gallons of liquid or sauce when we were focusing on dry seasoning because the margins were better. Now that we're established, we have a little cushion and we've made a name for ourselves. We know a sauce is going to sell kind of just because our rubs have done so well. I feel like everybody's going to be like, wow, they've got a sauce out. I've got to try it. Yeah. So, which our demographic anymore is not barbecue cooks. It's our demographic's the normal people that walk up and down that aisle and happen to see that bottle on the shelf. Or maybe we get lucky they've seen us on TV or they've seen us in magazines or whatever. But our labels, we think, help sell our products a lot. So moving into the sauce game eventually, not going to say when, but when it comes out, we want our sauces to be as good as our seasonings are. So if they're not perfect, they won't come out.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I'll ask you the same question I asked Tim Shear. Is now as I think maybe you answered it, but now as successful as you guys have come with seasonings and stuff like that, do you feel extra pressure when you're trying to come out with something because now you have such a high bar to hold yourself to? Do you feel more pressure coming out with a flavor that you may hold it back a little bit longer, or make sure there's more time put into making sure it's exactly what you're looking for?
I don't know anybody that has any higher standards than Alan and I. But yeah, when your peers are your biggest critic, it has to be perfect. When some of your best friends are Mark Lambert and John David Wheeler and world champion cooks, you want to put out a product that wows them as much as it does yourself. And that's why our products go to these people to try out before they're on the market.
Here I am.
Mark would be cool. Yeah, we're here too, but I don't cook enough. But
I could say something on that real quick, Eric. Is not only is a team White Lightning like a team, because we didn't know about Team White Lightning or how to do this or how to promote this or how to even start this. And it became a friend deal more than it before it became a business or a marketing type deal. And, once you get a friendship relationship built, you can take criticism a lot better, or you can take it positive or negative. And once you have a friendship base established, the sky is the dead gum limit, and you can do anything with friends.
Well, and also a lot of these people are not. Everybody that's bringing out products, they're using their friends as guinea pigs as well. They're wanting their friends to help them out. We just put it out there. These folks are our R&D department. They're our barbecue family. They're our friends. We've become a huge family here at the Team White Lightning, and we want their opinion. We need their opinion, and like I said, everybody else out there is not doing it by themselves. If they say they're developing all these products and becoming successful by themselves, it's just not happening.
Yeah.
And we've got a heck of a support program.
Well, that's hard. Cooking around here at the house and stuff and having your friends over, it's, hey, it's great. Having that plethora of people that are can actually give you the honest. Like you said it before, you've got to take the good with the bad. You've got to be able to accept somebody's opinion, whether they like it or they don't like it. And sometimes it's hard when you're just around your local neighborhood and your neighborhood friends that are like, oh, that's the best barbecue.
That's going to be the best thing ever. That's right.
Yeah, that's the best thing I ever had tonight. Doesn't mean I didn't have something better yesterday or my own's better, but that's the, getting it out there is, I think somebody said it to me once, when you're cooking something and your friends are like, this is the best ever. What would you pay for it? Is that a $5 steak or is that a $50 steak?
There you go. I like that.
That's what you want to know. Would you pay $5 for that, or would you pay $50 for it? I have a hard time going out to a steak restaurant and getting a steak because I feel I can do a better one at home. Sometimes
I do, and I pay for it cash, and I pay for it because I'm mad when I leave because it ain't what I expected.
Yeah,
so I pay for it twice,
and that's not fun. But last time I got a steak is for my birthday. My wife's like, "Let's go get a steak," and I'll leave the business name out because I'm not going to smash them. It's best steak around, and we won it this year and 2 years in a row, and best steak for the place. And all right, good. I got the steak, and I'm going, well, I just paid $40 for that thing.
Yeah. I'd rather fly to one of our people that help us develop seasoning than let them cook a steak for my birthday.
Yeah, I get
I'd go to Tim and Sandy or Troy Johnson or Josh Cornell or some of those right there and say, let me pay you to cook me a steak tonight because I know I won't be disappointed.
I'm skipping all that shit. I'm going to Gus's Chicken.
Gus's, I'll tell you that. I like fried chicken too better than I take that over a steak any day. But well, I can honestly say, I've watched some of this stuff. I just saw you guys. Actually, we had Tim was down there doing the Memphis in May live feed with us. He was showing us around, and yep, you guys were cheering in the back. We saw Sandy Brown walk up and stuff like that. But from watching there and then watching at the shed and watching all the other places, I think the greatest testament of how you guys are is that team, because I get the sense that with all the success that White Lightning's had and B&O has had, you guys have not gotten big heads. You know what I mean? Because everybody still loves you. And you walk around like your average Joes and you have a good time and I think that's the greatest testament is the people that they still want to be around you.
Sweet.
The wheels turning and he comes out with sweet.
Well, you guys have been vastly successful at. You could have let it go to your head and just be like, dude, it's like, yeah, We're Boars
Well,
Night.
it's real easy to be humbled around here. Within 10 minutes of Alan and I's house, there's probably a dozen world champions that live in our county. So out of the United States, DeSoto County, Mississippi, per capita has more world champions than any county in the United States. And it's very easy to be humbled around here. We've gone, 5, 6, 7 contests in a row with grands, and then the next one, not so good. So, it's a very humbling sport. If you're real cocky and if you're not humble, you will be humbled quick doing this sport.
Yeah. So, but yeah, congratulations to you guys on that. Cause obviously you're on this show. So that kind of,
you guys have made it.
You took mercy on us and you came on our show. So
I'm glad to be here.
Thank y'all so much for having
you guys are fantastic. That's all I can say. And your seasonings are even more fan.
$40 steak at a restaurant. Gibson's is way more. Yeah. My pocketbook don't let me go to Gibson's.
Yeah. $80 steak maybe.
Yeah.
So how was Memphis in May? You guys look like you did pretty well.
Yeah, we had a good time. We finished 9th, so in whole hog, which isn't where we wanted. We had 3 awesome whole hogs that we cooked. Memphis in May, you got to have a little luck on your side. It's like throwing them dice down that craps table. You got to get that good roll. We had perfect pigs. Our hogs were perfect. We would do the same thing all over again. And we had a great team there. What's good about our teams, we got people now that want to be there versus wanting to be there just to drink cold beer and party. So this was the smoothest Memphis in May we've had since 2007 when we started Memphis in May. And, we have Craig Carter, Matt Overson, and the guys kind of head up our ancillary divisions. That way, our categories. That way, Alan and Chris Lytle and myself can focus on the whole hogs. And Tim Brown has been kind of apprenticing on the whole hog cooking. So he stays up all night with Lytle being the night man.
There's some news that nobody knows nothing about.
There we go.
I'll just say Tim Brown, and I'll leave it at that. How about that?
I did. I was kind of shocked there. I was just about to. Well, we knew them up here as. I do remember them as Stress Relief Barbecue when they were actually KCBS competition people. But I didn't. Actually, when they came in with the garlic bread, that's what they were coming from, was a KCBS competition. But yeah, I've forgotten all about that. And then when you said Tim Brown for whole hog, I'm like, I wonder if he means the same Tim Brown that's
same one.
Guy. Yeah, no.
Tim got the itch. The whole hog has done bit him, and he's got that itch. And he, for the past year and a half or almost 2 years, every hog that we've cooked, Tim has been there to help cook that pig because he's wanted to learn, and he's awesome help. He works hard at everything he does. He's a perfectionist. And I think we'll learn small things from him while he's learning from us. So that's what makes what we do pretty cool.
The only issue with Tim right now is he's like, hey, guys, when are we cooking another hog? He's ready to go.
We don't do it all of them for him.
Well, with steak, it's practice, practice, practice. So I'm sure he wants to practice that hog.
Cook 20, 25 contests a year, and we started cooking steak, and I took a different position at my work. Eric took a different position at his work. So it kind of alleviated a lot of the cooking times that we had. And when we get together and cook, we try to make it the best that we can. And dot all our I's, cross all our T's, and do everything to absolutely best. And hopefully, with a new drive and with Lytle and Tim and people that want to help and support us again, that we can go cook and be on the barbecue circuit a little bit more and cook some hogs and contests that we used to love to go cook. And I look forward to that, having a little bit of relief with some great help and taking our barbecue even further than where it's at now.
Hey, little spoiler from earlier on that sauce. We also got first place tomato sauce at Memphis in May this year, and And
I
second
was going
place
to leave that
vinegar
alone.
sauce.
But, okay.
What?
I was going to leave that alone, but all right.
Hell, we done told them we might have a little sauce coming. So
Shoot, now I got to go back and search through the sauce. What position did you say you were second?
first place tomato, second vinegar.
First place is tomatoes. Okay. Now I got to go back and try and search all the things there. All right.
We're not going to say nothing about good friends Craig Carter and Matt Oates at Aces Wild. We're not going to say nothing about them having knowledge and avenues and insight on how we do things and what we do.
Well, Craig's got some good good stuff too. Is it going to be a collaboration of Aces Night Out or something?
Aces
Not
Night
at the moment.
Out.
You never know.
Night Out. Or is it going to go under the carnival carnivore carnival?
Boy, that's a good time.
Get Sandy's comment in there so the gentleman.
I was
can
waiting.
see
Yeah,
that.
Sandy says we're moving to the south, and so Tim will be closer to help with the hogs.
There
I
you
wasn't
go.
saying that.
Told
I
you
just
he
said
had the
Tim
bug.
Brown.
Well, I can tell you if he puts the laser focus into it that he has with Steak, him and Sandy, you guys will be Memphis and May whole hog champs within a year or two, because I'm telling you, Tim's, when he gets his mind to it, I mean, he's not going to stop till he's walking home with some money.
He's very focused on what he does. That's for sure.
Yeah, no,
100%.
You guys talked about learning some stuff from Tim. Chris says we have already learned from him every night. The conversations are incredible. So
Yeah, Krista started taking union breaks quite often.
He's got help now.
If there's a hog
Take
union.
union breaks at night. But no, it's
So what can you divulge what rubs went on the whole hog? Is there a secret?
Yeah, we don't hide anything. A lot of people hide their what they're doing with their products. We start out with spicy white lightning just to give it a little more kick in the beginning, and then we use our red rub. Pretty simple.
The redheaded stepchild's on the hog.
absolutely.
That redheaded stepchild's won over 50 grand. So.
And believe it or not, yeah. Well, I do have to say, out of I guess all of the white lightnings at Wanamaker's anyway, the spicy is the one that probably sells the slowest. And I'm going to probably guess because it says spicy.
Yep.
So to the lay person that comes in there, they're right off the bat, they think it's gonna
turn them away a little bit. It's got the
burn
flank,
your
the
face
pepper,
up. Yeah.
all that stuff on the side of it. So, that's kind of a double-edged sword, because some people say, I don't buy it because it's hot. And then when I buy it, it's not as hot as I want it to be.
Right.
So, it's kind of something that we profound not to be really aggressive for a palate or be, I don't know the word I'm looking for.
It's not offensive. It's not offensive. It's not going to burn you
gonna
up.
Be good. And
Well, yeah, I mean, I try to tell them when they look at it, and I said it's barbecue spicy. I said it's not what you're. I said the guys are competition guys. I said they're not going to make a rub that's so damn hot that if they turn it into a judge or something, that the judge is done for the rest of the competition because his mouth is burned out. I said it's just going to be.
We're also not going to
spicy.
We're also not going to develop something that you don't want to buy a second bottle of.
Right. That's and
you're not going to tell your friend about or anything of that nature. So,
yeah.
I just almost want to end the show right now, Ryan, because I want to go search to see what the damn sauces were.
He just told you.
I'm freaking itching to do the search now to see what the Ryan, you're the technical guy. Search
1 and 2.
First place tomato, second place vinegar.
Yes, sir.
Aces Night Out. I know you didn't put it under your own name. It's got to be under some kind of sneaky name. I know.
No, it's under our name.
Everything
really?
we enter anything we enter Memphis MA under us is we as a team do it as Boars Night Out.
Oh, I thought that since it was a test that you would kind of do a little cognito.
You don't really test.
No, it's the sauce that we use. We've just never put it on the market.
Right. Yeah, you did say that. Yeah. So, did you find it, Ryan?
Well, it just says Boars Night Out Barbecue, first place.
I love to hear that too.
It's going in the bottle.
It's my
Well, that's pretty
favorite
cool.
saying.
It's going in the bottle. I like that. That's good.
I'm looking.
So nothing else. That's it. That's all you guys got. What's next on the competition string? You doing any others, or you guys kind of just do the Jack and then do the Royal and do that thing, or you guys kind of don't do the?
We don't do the Jack.
We never cook the Jack.
No, we've gone up there to do demos for Snake River, but we'll definitely hit the Royal. We'll be at the Royal for sure. We were really looking forward to Baron Burton's Key West Invitational this year. We were fortunate enough to grand it last year, so we always like to go back to defend, and they're not having it this year. So our heart's a little broken on that one.
What happened? What happened? This is breaking news to me.
Not 100%. I think it's a lot of logistics to make that contest happen, and I think they were falling a little short on help on it, from what I understand. So don't quote me on it, but from what I understand, as of now, it's not happening. Hopefully, they can pull something out. And we can get something thrown together. I know Alan and I would help out however we could to help make it happen, but as of now, no go.
I get it.
I could see
because
that.
everybody's coming to the griddle battle.
Oh Jesus! He had to get that in here. They don't even know what the griddle battle is, and you know what? They probably don't.
I actually do know what the griddle battle is.
See,
I actually do.
Steve.
He thinks it's
Well, it
something
depends.
Well, look,
No, down here in the
now in
south.
the griddle battle, we're putting a steak cook on SCA at our place on the Tennessee River in 2 weeks. It's a week after the 4th, and we cook on the Tennessee River on the banks, and it's a great time. We do catfish on Friday night and have 2 steaks, a shrimp ancillary, a kids cook, and a catfish ancillary.
I think that's a hint, Ryan, that you should talk to them about doing a griddle battle at the same time they do their SCA.
Boy, that could be interesting.
Who did you hear about the griddle battle from?
From y'all show.
Oh shit!
Yeah, what?
I've heard you talk about it before.
You watched the show? Well, yeah, because Ryan taught you. Watched the show actually?
He said,
I
"Winter
have
weather
for sure.
God
I
bless
can't make
you.
it every time, but I have for sure.
Well,
God bless you.
See,
Thank
now
you.
we appreciate that. You're one of the 7 that are up here.
No,
Now we
we'll be
really
the-
need to. We just really need to stop the show because there's never going to be a higher highlight than
No,
that.
there's not. No, the reason I ask is because there's a I think it's an Instagram page that's griddle battle that's not mine, but that's a whole nother story.
No, when Michelle O'Gwen was on there a few times, it was mentioned, and I heard y'all talk about doing the cast iron, the griddle cook-off. So
Flat top, yeah. Flat top cooking,
Flat
griddle
tops.
cooking. Yes, I had to cancel the last one because we didn't get enough interest.
Well, you know, Ryan, there may
September
be.
13th is the next one.
I'll get you. Like like they said, Facebook. I mean, you could be looking at 2 sponsors for the griddle battle.
Right? Always looking for sponsorship.
I have cooked many breakfasts on griddles.
Oh,
I'm sure all their seasonings would work absolutely. I mean, you could make one of the categories of
a White Lightning category.
Boars Night Out category
Night
that you
category.
have to use one of the Boars Night Out seasonings in your.
And then we'd have to give those seasonings to every contestant. But hey, we might talk about that.
they probably already have them anyway.
Yeah.
Right?
No. God. Well, anyway.
And if not, they can head to Wanamaker's in beautiful Downers Grove, Illinois.
That's right.
That's it.
100%.
If you
Well,
don't,
just
it's
so everybody
the local
knows, is I know they were talking about the big box stores. As I've mentioned on other shows, I think it was with Fergie Ferg. If you go to your specialty store like myself, Wanamaker's or Ace Hardwares or stuff like that, and I don't even think Ace carries as many as I do, but you'll probably find a larger line of their products. I mean, so the only one I don't have, I don't think, is the Red-Headed Stepchild, but I got the White Lightning, I got the Double Garlic Butter, I got the Spicy, I got the Midwest Dust, I got the Texas Tornado, I got Southern Thunder. So you'll find a great selection if you go to your local hardware or the barbecue store. So keep that in mind. So.
Hey, we'll private label that red one to you, and you can name it Red-Headed
Stepchild. I'm like, that's just sticking in my
All right,
mind.
guys, it's
right
been a
now.
good show. We need
Red-Headed
to talk to them
Stepchild.
offline.
Here we go.
Now we really need to end the show, Ryan, because I really need to.
Exclusively only from Wanamaker's, the Red-Headed
Wanamaker's Red-Headed Stepchild.
That's it.
Oh, I mean,
I'm getting on GoDaddy right now, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this wrapped up.
Go, Eric, and get
Go
that
ahead
thing.
and buy that.
I mean, it would probably. I mean, people would probably buy it just from the commotion that it would cause by singling out Red-Headed Stepchildren. You know what I mean? So I mean, people would buy it just to.
We might as well name the next one the Ginger, if we're gonna go that far.
The Ginger.
The Ginger.
Gosh.
Anyway,
man.
And that's how things happen at Boars Night Out.
That's right. That's right.
are you guys going back to the shed next year? I mean, that's a silly question, but are you going back to the shed next year?
No.
Who was wearing the? And obviously, this does not mean anything to offend anybody or to say who was wearing which one was it? Who was wearing the fake Trump hair with the Trump hat? Who was that? What was that one of you two?
I'll be right back.
Because I thought that was one of you two, and I'm like, I think that's somebody, and I'm like, I just found it hilarious myself, but
That would be. I actually traded for that hat at a barbecue contest. So
did you?
We're bad about that.
Yeah, that's why Steve's got his red shirt on.
You're safe here because I could care less either way with.
Right. Well,
Y'all gonna go to the Sheds rib contest here for too long?
No, I can never get away to do anything exciting because I've used up all my vacation time. When I come back from vacation, I'm going to Florida in about 3 weeks, and then I won't have any left to go anywhere because there's a ton of competitions. One of them, which I'm assuming you guys are probably going. Are you going to the Carnivore Carnival?
Oh yeah,
We're probably going to be there.
we're part of the carnival.
You're part of the carnival. See, and
I'm the A carnival. Craig's the C. Eric's the E. Come on now.
Jesus. I want to do that one. I wanted to go to that one. I wanted to go to the one in Hondo, and then obviously the Key West Invitational was always on my list, but now that one, if it takes a pause, I guess.
Well, Hondo has been on our radar too, so it's the same weekend as the Royal,
right?
So it's kind of a toss-up right at the moment.
Yeah, well, that's the Royals' fault because it's my understanding that Al had that date first, and then I think the Royal kind of snuck in.
I think we might be looking towards warmer weather in that part of November.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to be in Kansas City in November. I don't know if that's.
They must be paying off the weathermen or something because it could go bad in November in Kansas City.
Besides all the Chief fans and everything else that you probably have. Whoa, did I say that on here?
Oh. There goes our viewers just went to 0.
No, we're Bears fans, so I mean you can't get any worse than the Bears. So
yeah, you got a broken heart as well, then, huh?
Hey, the old refrigerator, man, number 72.
Yeah, that's the last time they had anything going on.
Yeah.
Well, they had the Super Bowl shuffle.
Hudson is watching. Yeah, the Super Bowl shuffle, right?
That's right.
Shuffle.
So,
yeah.
All right, Ryan, you got anything else for these fine gentlemen? We're at an hour.
No, I'm.
Unless you guys want.
Speaking of the Carnivore Carnival, I got to reach out to Craig because he was talking about it, but I gotta. We've been kind of missing each other every now and then, but we'll see.
Well, thank y'all for having us, man, and thank y'all for thinking about us. And let us come on again. Had a great time, and we've always got something up our sleeve. We've always got something coming up. We have started the YouTube page. It's only got a handful of videos on it. but we're going to start knocking them out, probably putting out one a week. And this is not going to be just barbecue. This is what we like to eat at home, techniques and stuff that we've learned over the years, and just kind of a lifestyle channel as well. You might see us out on the boat. You know, we might pull up on the bank, throw a grill out, cook something on the bank. You never know what we're going to do.
Oh, Eric, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Dan said it's your birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Happy early birthday. I'm not singing for you. I'd just run everybody off the show.
Good.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Yeah,
Happy
that's where
birthday.
the new comes in, and we take him out of the show at least once a week.
Happy birthday.
Oh, God.
Thank you.
Yeah. At least he didn't do his Marilyn Monroe one.
Oh, I could. You want me to?
You got to get the white dress.
Trisha's got the wig. She went last year as Marilyn Monroe for Halloween, so I could put that on if you want. It looked a little funny with the goatee, but you know, nowadays anything's possible.
It'd be a better present if you didn't.
All right, guys. Thanks again for coming on. We appreciate it.
Hey, thank y'all for
Thank
having
y'all.
us. We enjoyed it.
Really appreciate it.
Gentlemen.
Yeah. Have a
Bye.
good night.
See y'all.
See y'all.
Bye.
Man,
Another great show. Hey, Eric actually watches the show.
I know. I'm like, somebody knows us.
Somebody famous knows us, Ryan.
Well, I mean,
Somebody-
you talk about the show and you talk about the guests that we have on the show, and I don't know why there's only 9 or 10 people in here watching us.
It's all about the rewind, Ryan. It's all about we don't even get the rewind, so I don't know.
Right.
But anyway, the greatest show that nobody watches. That's
Yes.
that's Thursday Night Barbecue.
Another great show. Lots of good information, and another.
They're just two of the coolest. They're just two of the coolest people. Like I said, they're just so humble and
Yeah,
content with what's going on.
it's nice when you don't. You got like one of the number one products out there, and you're not like, right?
No, it's like they're still having fun with it. Like it's still the night at Hooters, and they're still having or wherever they said it
Buffalo
was.
Wild Wings, and then it went
Buffalo
to
Wild
Hooters.
Wings. I know, but Hooters sounds better. So at Hooters, I mean, that's just pretty cool.
Yeah.
So next week, Ryan.
What's next week?
Next week is June 26th. Next week we have. He was actually on in making comments when we had Al Fergoni on. We're going to have Fred Rubles will be on the show next week. Are you here next week? I thought there was a week that you weren't going to be here.
Well, next week is my anniversary.
Oh yeah, then you definitely won't be. Okay, then I got a contact to get a.
Then it's not going to be a good couple weeks for me.
Well,
unless-
the third is no show.
Yeah, the 3rd is no show, and then the 10th I'm in Logan at Blackstone headquarters.
We're not going to try that again.
I don't know what happened.
I mean, that was probably the worst reception. Well, on the 10th is I'll find
the reception's the worst no matter what, but ending the show, I don't know what happened.
That was you cut us right off. Thanks. But it was more the reception thing. I mean, it was nice that you tried to get on there, but it was just the reception was just so bad, and no matter where you went, you could.
So
That would be actually the 10th is hometown favorite grilling with Dad will be on the show.
Oh, damn. I
Ryan.
like local guys too.
Well, he's really good. Well, I'm trying to, and then just so since we're doing our scheduling right here live for all you people as far as what's going on, I'm trying to. I was having the guys on the 17th. I have the guys on from the Low and Slow smoked potato chip company. I don't know if you've seen those. They were going to be on. I'm trying to see if they can move to the 24th because I'm on vacation that week. I forgot. I scheduled them for that week and I'm on vacation. So I was going to let you have the 17th I'll let you know if they switch. If not, I'll try and do the show from Florida.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right, guys. It's been another great episode. We're down to 5 people. Thanks to the 5 people that are still sticking around and hanging out with us. We appreciate it. And
Another great show. Thanks to Eric and Alan. That's the first time I've had them both on the screen at the same time. We had Alan a couple years ago on live from the barbecue department at Wanamaker's. but not on the
Just
big
so
show.
amazed that Eric watches the show.
I'm still kind of geeked out a little bit too. I got like little goose pimples.
Thanks, Donnie.
Thanks, Donnie. I got little goose pimples. As soon as he said it, I got like little goose pimples.
That's why I was like, that's why I wanted to ask. I was like, where'd you hear about the griddle battle? Because the other griddle battle is, I know there's somebody that's on that's associated with a lot more people down in Florida. So I just want to make sure it was the officially trademarked griddle battle.
All right. So next week's your anniversary, and I got to find a guest host. I might see if I can reach out to.
Yeah, we'll see. If I'm not doing anything, if we're not going to dinner or anything like that, I'll be here. But we'll see.
It's your anniversary, though.
But if we're just sitting around the house, Kevin Kelly, how we doing? Great show.
Hey, Kevin.
But
I mean, you should be like snuggling and watching TV and stuff, pretending like you're still young lovers. I mean, I don't know.
do that every night, Steve.
Except when she's vacuuming right above you.
Except for when she's vacuuming during the podcast. All right, guys, we're out of here. Have a good night.
Right.
We will see you.
Bye.
I won't see you, but
Bye, everybody. Bye.
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 Thank you so much, guys. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you. You guys are the best. Thank you so much.